Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
Fault code P0711 is a specific indication issued by a vehicle's onboard diagnostic system. It relates to the transmission temperature sensor, a crucial component in the optimum operation of the automatic transmission. This code, referenced in the OBDII, Onboard Diagnostics 2, standard, is triggered when the transmission temperature sensor signal does not comply with the parameters preset by the Powertrain Control Module, PCM. Code P0711 is set when the PCM identifies a signal from the transmission temperature sensor that does not match the expected values. On a GM vehicle, the conditions for triggering code P0711 are as follows: a condition 1, a transmission fluid temperature at startup. AS, 40 to plus 20 degrees Celsius, minus 40 to plus 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Vehicle speed exceeds 8 km per hour, 5 miles per hour for a cumulative 300 seconds, 5 minutes. Transmission fluid temperature has not varied by more than 2 degrees Celsius, 4 degrees Fahrenheit since startup for 80 seconds. Condition 2, a transmission fluid temperature at startup is 129 to 149 degrees Celsius, 264 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Vehicle speed exceeds 8 km per hour, 5 miles per hour for a cumulative 300 seconds, 5 minutes. Transmission fluid temperature has not varied by more than 2 degrees Celsius, 4 degrees Fahrenheit since startup for 80 seconds. Condition 3, a transmission fluid temperature at startup is 129 to 149 degrees Celsius, 264 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Vehicle speed exceeds 8 km per hour, 5 miles per hour for a cumulative 300 seconds, 5 minutes. The transmission fluid temperature sensor, TFT, is usually located in the transmission valve body, behind the oil sump. It transmits signals to the PCM to calculate parameters such as torque converter clutch, TCC, control, shift points, and line pressure. The TFT sensor receives a reference voltage from the PCM and adjusts its internal resistance according to the temperature of the transmission fluid. This is a thermistor with a negative temperature coefficient, where the internal resistance is inversely proportional to the transmission fluid temperature. In other words, signal voltage drops as temperature rises, and vice versa. If the PCM detects unsatisfactory performance of the transmission fluid temperature sensor, code P0711 is triggered. Note, the exact definition of code P0711 may vary depending on the vehicle manufacturer. It is recommended that you consult the appropriate repair manual or repair database for the precise code definition. Importance of automatic transmission: the transmission temperature sensor may be defective due to normal wear and tear, electronic faults, or exposure to extreme environmental conditions. A faulty sensor may transmit incorrect or inaccurate signals to the PCM, triggering code P0711. Replace the transmission temperature sensor. Check sensor electrical connections. 2. Wiring or connectivity problems. Wiring problems such as cuts, short circuits, or loose connections can interfere with signal transmission between the transmission temperature sensor and the PCM. Such interruptions can lead to misinterpretation of temperature data, triggering code P0711. Careful inspection of wiring and connectors. Repair or replace defective sections. 3. Inadequate transmission fluid level. One of the most obvious signs of fault code P0711 is the illumination of the engine light on the dashboard. This light indicates that the PCM has detected a problem with the transmission temperature sensor, generating the fault code. 2. Transmission behavior changes. Unusual automatic transmission behavior may accompany code P0711. This may manifest itself as abrupt gear changes, delays in shifting, or even an inability to engage certain gears. 3. Gear shift difficulties. Problems with the transmission temperature sensor can lead to gear shifting difficulties. Gear changes may become rough, jerky, or occur at unexpected times, affecting normal driving. 4. Transmission overheating. Transmission overheating may be a symptom associated with code P0711. Due to incorrect information transmitted by the temperature sensor, the transmission system may not be properly regulated, possibly leading to a rise in transmission fluid temperature. Diagnosis of code P0711. Accurate diagnosis of code P0711 is crucial to identifying the underlying cause of the problem and undertaking the appropriate repairs. Several diagnostic steps can be followed to establish an effective course of action. Using an OBDI diagnostic scanner, visual inspection of wiring and connections. A visual inspection of the wiring and connections associated with the transmission temperature sensor is crucial. Look for signs of physical damage, cuts, short circuits, or loose connections. Connectivity problems can often be resolved by repairing or replacing damaged sections of wiring. Check transmission fluid level. Ensuring that the transmission fluid level is correct is an important step. An inadequate level can affect the temperature of the fluid, triggering code P0711. If necessary, adjust the fluid level and check the transmission system for leaks. Transmission temperature sensor test. Test the transmission temperature sensor to assess its performance. Use a multimeter to measure the sensor's internal resistance at various temperatures. Compare these measurements with the manufacturer's specifications to determine whether the sensor is operating correctly. Transmission control module, TCM, analysis. As a last resort, if the above steps do not reveal any obvious problems, it is necessary to analyze the transmission control module, TCM. In-depth tests of the TCM can be carried out using specialized equipment to detect any electronic or software faults. 2. Repair or replace faulty wiring. If wiring or connectivity problems are identified, repair or replace defective sections. This may involve soldering faulty connections, replacing damaged wiring harnesses, or repairing faulty connectors. Once repairs have been made, reset the system by clearing the fault codes. 3. Checking transmission fluid level. Check that the transmission fluid level is correct. If the level is too low, add transmission fluid in accordance with the manufacturer's specifications. Also check the transmission system for leaks and carry out any necessary repairs. 4. Replacing the transmission control module, TCM. If the diagnosis reveals a problem with the transmission control module, TCM, consider replacing or repairing it. This procedure may require the intervention of an automotive professional or a qualified technician equipped with the appropriate tools to program and configure the new module. Once the solutions have been implemented, carry out a test drive to ensure that the symptoms associated with code P0711 have disappeared. Rerun a diagnostic with an OBDI scanner to confirm that the trouble code has been cleared. If the problem persists, further diagnostic and repair measures may be required. It is important to note that some interventions, particularly those involving the replacement of electronic components, may require specialist knowledge and the use of specific equipment. In such cases, it is advisable to consult an automotive professional for precise and efficient repairs. Prevention and maintenance tips. Maintaining the health of the automatic transmission and preventing trouble codes such as P0711 requires regular attention and proper maintenance practices. Here are a few tips to prevent transmission temperature sensor problems and ensure optimum transmission system performance. Irregular transmission maintenance. Schedule regular maintenance in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations. This may include regular transmission fluid changes, replacement of the transmission filter, and thorough transmission system checks. Preventive maintenance helps prevent the buildup of residues and ensures optimum operation of all components. Monitoring transmission fluid levels. Check transmission fluid levels regularly, following the recommendations in your owner's manual. Make sure the fluid is clean and complies with the manufacturer's specifications. Inadequate levels or contaminated fluid can cause temperature problems and trigger trouble codes such as P0711. Using quality OBDI diagnostic scanners. Compliance with recommended driving conditions. Conclusion. In conclusion, fault code P0711, indicating a problem with the transmission temperature sensor, can have a significant impact on the performance of a vehicle's automatic transmission. Understanding the potential causes, associated symptoms, and diagnostic and repair steps is essential for vehicle owners and automotive professionals. Possible solutions, such as replacing the transmission temperature sensor, repairing the faulty wiring, or even replacing the transmission control module, must be undertaken appropriately to ensure effective resolution of code P0711. Prevention and regular maintenance of the transmission are also essential to minimize the risk of encountering trouble codes. Monitoring transmission fluid levels, adhering to recommended driving conditions, and using quality diagnostic tools all contribute to maintaining the health of the automatic transmission. Ultimately, a proactive approach to vehicle maintenance and quick reaction to signs of transmission problems help ensure reliable driving and extend the life of the transmission system. By following these tips, drivers can avoid higher repair costs and enjoy a safer, smoother driving experience. Code P0711. PNG code P0711. Fault code P0711. In conclusion, understanding fault code P0711 is crucial for maintaining your vehicle's transmission health. This code indicates a performance or limit problem with the transmission oil temperature sensor, which can lead to serious issues if left unaddressed. Regular diagnostics and timely repairs can help prevent further damage and ensure your vehicle operates smoothly. If you encounter this code, consider consulting a professional mechanic to accurately diagnose and resolve the issue. Thank you for watching, and stay informed about your vehicle's performance.